This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Hey, and I'm your host, as always, Jason Glick.
Good evening, Jason Glick. Good
Yes.
evening. The week after you're now in the twilight zone between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
I always like to think of the time between Thanksgiving and my 2-week break from work. So. Yeah, cause
that sounds awesome.
Where I work, it's like, yeah, you either use your vacation time or you lose it and get it refunded back to you.
I see.
Yeah, and I'd much rather have the time off than the extra cash.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, especially with all the shit I bought over Black Friday and Cyber Monday. I'll say that.
Cool.
Yeah, but hey, tonight, it's like we're not going to our usual locales of somewhere in America and somewhere in Japan. We are going all the way to Europe.
Oh, Europe.
Yeah, because Europe has had a thriving comic book scene for years now. It's stuff they put out there. They put out in small, thin, 48-page volumes, and the good stuff, most popular stuff like Asterix sells millions as soon as it comes out, and it's always also been a place more style over substance, where you get real big great art, art writing that is it's more about the ideas than about the characterization, the execution. But
so this is not simply artists or writers from Europe. This is actually stuff that's published in Europe, right?
Exactly, and it's brought over here and translated by whoever the company had available at the time.
Gotcha. So this is Neil Gaiman is from he's from Britain, which Europe, right?
Yeah, but he does most of his writing for American companies like DC and Marvel.
Correct.
Yeah, these guys right here I'm about to talk about, they do their work out in Europe, and this series I'm talking about is called the Metabarons. Yeah, this is now some of you, for those of you who haven't heard of this series, it's from a guy named Alejandro Jodorowsky. He's best known for creator of a lot of series of cult films and other comic books. Most notably, the Incal. That series was originally published by Marvel's Epic imprint back in the late '80s, and it was a lot of people's first experience European comics and the art of Jean Girard, also known as Mobius. Now, I got the first two volumes of that a while back because I started reading the Metabarons. Now, Metabarons is a spin-off from the Incal, and it's with art by phenomenally talented man named Juan Jimenez. Now, the Metabarons is basically the background story of a supporting character from the Incal named, of course, the Metabaron. Now, this guy, he shows up in the Incal, and he's described as the greatest warrior, the most skilled mercenary in the entire universe. And as in the edition of the Metabarons that I have, Jodorowsky talks about how it's here's this guy who shows up in the middle of my story, as the best warrior in the galaxy. Where did this guy come from? How did he develop his skills? How did he become the best there is at what he does? Minus the adamantium claws and all that. And so that's basically the genesis of the Metabarons. He wanted to go back and tell the story of this character from the very beginning, from his great grandfather all the way down to the character who showed up in the Incal. Now, the series was originally published in the U.S. Back in the early 2000s by Humanoids Publishing. They're a European outfit who had some amount of success over here because they published a lot of stuff before they teamed up with DC. Now, the editions, they published 4 volumes of the Metabarons before they merged with DC, and then they started reprinting the existing volumes. And it's I've got the original Humanoids editions, and then I recently shelled out $20 to get the 4th volume, full 4th volume, which completes the saga recently. And this is probably the highest per page cost I've paid to get comics in recent years, but I'll say it is worth it. Now, Metabarons Saga starts off with the story of a guy named Othon von Salza. He would. It's like he was the he's one of the he was the original. He was originally like a space shard, just like a guy who didn't just like kind of a standard ruffian who didn't really who just like made his living as a scoundrel more than anything else. But he wound up hooking up with this one clan, the Kastakas, on this planet Marmola, and eventually he wound up marrying the it's like marrying into the family there and getting into the family fortune, and then also having to fight off the Galactic Empire after they learn the secret of the family's anti-gravity. It's like anti-gravity juice there. Now, I could keep going, but eventually like a large, but he eventually fights off the Galactic Empire's bodyguards, and eventually like sets him up for life. But the problem is he's lost his wife. All he has is his son, who is accidentally killed by himself by Othon, like after some pirates attacked their world. Now, from there he realizes he's got nothing left, and so he figures like, well, what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna focus on just like developing my skills as a warrior, and he does this to a fanatical degree. And it's like, and eventually this leads to him like saving the hermaphrodite emperor of the universe, becoming being bestowed upon the title of Metabaron, like greatest warrior in the world. And but the thing is, like, he was castrated long ago, after the pirates attacked his home, and his son was accidentally killed his son. So now he's visited by a woman, a whore priestess, the Shabda Old. It's ridiculous, I know, but bear with me. It's like and she eventually she tells him that she's fallen in love with him, and she can give him the son he's always dreamed of by like fertilizing herself with a drop of his blood. And things just crazier and crazier from there, because this is a series that is not about small ideas, about just like showing you about, oh, this is how this warrior clan developed over the years. No, Jodorowsky shows you like all sorts of like crazy concepts, like anti-gravity juice. It's like the epic space battles, like thousands of ships, darkening the skies. One man fighting a legion of troops. Like horses being resurrected, like in this far-flung future. It's like I said, hermaphroditic alien empresses. Bioorganic ships. It's like poets who have died thousands of years ago, and only their heads live on. People having their heads cut off lived on only as psycho murderers, like psychic witch killers who have their own cult. I mean, it's like there's just like so much crazy shit on every page that you just gotta wonder, like, what was this guy on? I mean, like, does he normally does he have to like take some sort of special substances to create this shit, or does he just normally? But does he wake up one day and think, hey, it's like, I'm gonna go write a story, like in this day, I think I'm gonna have the saga have the Metabarons, like I kind of have them face off against some sort of psychic mirror entity from another galaxy. I mean, it's like, it's crazy, and it's like I love Jodorowsky for it. And it's like, the thing is, like, even though he's probably not big on like developing this stuff. I mean, like there are character arcs, there are like themes in this series, but a lot of it is like, it's like he doesn't like dwell on a lot of this stuff. I mean, like, some of the concepts in here could fill like an entire like American comic book series if some guy wanted to develop an idea to its fullest extent. But no, the man just wants to like throw as much crazy shit as possible on the page, and it works, and it succeeds because he's got Jimenez doing the art. I mean, there is nothing this guy can't draw. I mean, I look at some of this stuff and I wonder, just like, how long did it take him to draw? I mean, like, I know that European stuff operates on a when it's done basis as far as publication goes. Mm-hmm. And looking at this stuff, I mean, it is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, like I talked about all the crazy stuff that Jodorowsky draws up, and this guy can and Jimenez, he just kills on every single page. I mean, there's not a page in in each volume. Yeah, I know it's hyperbole, but it's like it's fantastic stuff. I mean, it's like I wish Myron were here so I could show him this stuff, because it would. I swear to God, it would totally flip his lid seeing some of this stuff. But it's like, but the interesting thing is about as the Metabarons goes on, it's like you realize it's really modern myth making at its best. I mean, like it's because like I mean the stuff here is so over the top that it doesn't it just really, like, it's not even doesn't even bother to be considered as realism. It's basically an epic like story. It's like as epic as like the Iliad or it's like or the Odyssey. I mean, yeah, I know that's ridiculous too, but I mean when you but you look at all the crazy stuff that the Metabarons are supposed to like conquer. I mean, like it's interesting how Yoroshi's sets up all the each Metabaron as having to overcome the one aspect that he's weakest against. For instance, you had Othon and his challenge to overcome his infertility. You've got his son Agnar who loses the love of his life and he's forced to confront a universe without her. You got his son Steelhead, who basically has his head cut off by Agnar at birth for reasons which I won't go into right now. But yeah, he lives because his mother attaches a robotic head to his body. But he doesn't have any emotions as a result. And now he's got to learn how to feel, how to emote, how to not become a merciless killer. It's and this is by finding the living head of a millennium's dead poet. I mean, and then you've got his daughter's son, who was basically the brain of his son implanted in the body of his daughter, and how she becomes so good at killing that she realizes, well, what's there left for me to do? Wait, I have to create life. I have to actually have a kid, and then this kid becomes the Metabaron from the Incal. But all of this like fighting, this death, this killing that this Metabaron tradition has led up to, basically rendered him so emotionless and insensitive that he doesn't know how to do anything beyond kill. I mean, he's just realized that, okay, I've reached basically what is like an evolutionary dead end for my family. And it's also interesting to observe how the Metabaron traditions, which like essentially have the father, like the son killing the father to prove his worth. It's like and the mutilation and like the mutilation of certain body parts. How that originally wasn't, it's like they weren't like didn't start off as traditions. I mean, like they started off the whole reason like that this whole like father killing son tradition started off is because Othon didn't want to die. It's like weakened by his raid into this bioorganic ship's toxic poison underbelly. He wanted his son to kill him just so he could die as a warrior. And then yeah, and well, sorry, lost my train of thought here. It's easy to get distracted when you're talking about this series.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and then but then the mutilation started because like Othon was accidentally castrated by a laser blast, and then he wanted to have his son test his son's resilience to pain by crushing his feet, and this eventually developed like traditional body mutilation on the parts of the Metabarons. I mean, it's a great like showing how like just like random stuff can be eventually like crystallized into like tradition without any understanding of the true purpose behind it. And it's also made more interesting when this stuff is transcended once the true fate of the Metabaron Steelhead is revealed, and that he actually has to team up with the final Metabaron, Nameless, in order to save the galaxy at the very end. As well as Nameless is eventual realization that it's like, yeah, you guys have become the greatest warriors in the galaxy, but look what's done to me. I can't feel shit, man. It's like and then then eventually his eventually awakening to the true joys of life. It's really quite affecting to see this guy finally realize what life has to offer. I mean, yeah, it's like bottom line is a lot of this stuff is extremely over the top, but it's so far over the top in a way that it becomes mythic. It transcends. It's like no, it's like oh, it's not just it transcends ridiculousness to become like it takes itself so seriously that in the end you will probably take its extremes seriously as well. I mean, God knows it's like some of the stuff is probably like really out there and really maybe too weird for a lot of people. But if you can but like I said, I recommend picking up at least the first volume, Othon and Onorata, and give it a shot. If you like that, then hey, it's like I can tell you, it only gets better and crazier from there out. And yeah, each volume is like $20, but I don't know. It's like as I said before, I paid $20 just to get the pages that I was missing from the last volume. So I think it's worth it. And even though Amazon says they might be out of stock, they actually came through with me for volume 4. So overall, yeah, highly recommended. Not entirely sure if this is going to be on my 10 best list, but that list is still a work in progress. That being said, I have reserved a spot on my 10 best list for what I'm going to talk about next week. The conclusion to Brian Vaughan and Tony Harris's Ex Machina. I'm giving the special preview right now because I just got the volume tonight. I'm gonna probably reread the entire series and then read this because it's like after reading volume 9 early this year. Oh man, it's like if this isn't the one of the best series I've read this year, I'm going to go to Brian Vaughan's house and kick his ass. I'm not going to kick Tony Harris's ass because basically after when I've seen of him in real life, he could probably kick my ass. But I think I could probably take Vaughn if I tried. Yeah, so that's what you have to look forward to in 2 weeks. I hope to see you there. And like I said, check out the Metabarons. It's it's crazy as shit, and I enjoyed it.
All right, we'll catch you next time. See
you
later.
Laters.